Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Monson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream, the podcast, the Portugal Club. Big plans for the Portugal Club. Stay tuned. Big announcement over the weekend and all changing on Monday. So, yes, I'm looking forward to that. More to be revealed. Hit me up if you're already a Portugal Club member and you're thinking, what? How could it get any better? Well, I've got plans. How are you doing this morning? What's it all about? Answers in the comments, please. Why are we here? Language indifference. Language interference doesn't just come from Spanish. Yes, because that's this morning's theme when Filomena joins us at 8:30. Q&A, if there's anything you want to know about the language, the culture, if you want to take advantage of her translation services, which I did recently, very, very good. Thank you, Filomena, for your help in translating a Portuguese document for the British government. Very good indeed. Oh, I'm in the wrong collection of banners here. Let me just put that right so that we can scroll something to keep you visually entertained on the screen there. Come and learn more about Portugal, Portuguese, and this country's wonderful culture at the Portugal Club, gmpvip.com. Yes, and if you want to ask questions of Filomena this morning from about 8:30, anything to do with the language or culture, she'll be here at around 8:30. Between now and then, we're playing a bit of music. Language interference on that note, because the theme that Filomena I wanted to talk about was knowing a bit of Spanish may or may not be useful to you, and that's why I called the show. Don't let your Spanish interfere with your Portuguese. Let's find out how useful it is, and I think sometimes there are some real howlers when you think you know Spanish, or if you do know Spanish, and then you think you know Portuguese. That can go wrong, and Filomena will be here to tell us why at around 8:30. She's been traveling, and here is a postcard from her recent travels. Let me just read the rest of your comment, and then I'll take it off the screen. Adrian, good morning to you, by the way. Language interference doesn't just come from Spanish, as well as support in understanding things. Masculine in Portuguese is a fusion of earlier neutral and masculine. Look at classical roots. Yes, look at classical roots, everybody. More later on then. And removing your comment from the screen so we can see this lady. Oh, no, it's not a lady. And I don't think that's Filomena's husband, Paulo. I think that's somebody else she may have met in Spain. Spain is on her mind. That looks like a pride march to me. And what I'm going to do this morning, because we've been threatening to play a Diana Ross track for you this morning. Hold on a minute. Let me just take that off the screen. Spread your wings and fly. A visual inspiration for you this morning. If you need a little bit of an uplift, we've got music for you, and we've got that stunning visual there. Imagine flapping your metaphorical wings and flying on this Feelgood Friday. There we go. There you are. More comments coming in as well. T-Duck on the Spanish. Matty's here, and Andero as well. Who else is here? Mr. S was in early on as well. Bonjour de Vajam. Filion. I think you meant to say Filomena. Yes, I think you did. Don't let Spain flirt with you. Yes, we know about this, don't we? The mistress and the wife, or the boyfriend and the husband. It was Victoria, wasn't it, years ago, who said Spain was her love interest and Portugal was her main man, her main squeeze. Don't let Spain flirt with you, because it is so pretty. They can win your heart easily. Be aware, folks. Okay, well, thank you. Public service announcement as well. Coach Turner and Joao Ernesto also in. Absolutely, you've come to the right place. Some joy is much needed now. We do our best. We tend to. So stick around. That's what I intend to do in the coming days, weeks, months, and even years, is to be a purveyor of joy. Someone's got to do it, haven't they? The temptation to get into the gloom and doom is very strong. No question about that. It's the way the human mind works, isn't it? But we can be an exception to that rule. Now, yes, talking of Diana Ross, as we were, and just an excuse really to play a Diana Ross track, because I love this meme so much, Diana Ross there. I'm going to play I'm Coming Out. I think it is the most joyous, not because I am coming out today, but I think it is among the most joyous of Diana Ross's collaborations and songs. Of course, she started out on Motown with the great Marvin Gaye from time to time. and then and then she did. I don't know what the chronology is. I'm going to play "I'm Coming Out." Yes, and I will get on with it in just a moment. But she also worked with the Bee Gees, didn't she? Chain Reaction, and you can hear them in the background of Chain Reaction as well. I'm a big fan of this tune. Made all the better. Artists who know who to work with tend to get greater success, and she or her management knew that the time was right to work with Chic, Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers, who pop up from time to time, don't they? We played "Thinking of You," I think, to start the week this week from Sister Sledge, and of course Sister Sledge worked with Chic, great stars in their own right. We played "Good Times" the week before, I think, and here you may be able to hear certainly when Tony Thompson joins them on drums, and he makes himself known early on in the song here, as you'll find out in just a moment when I finally play it. "I'm Coming Out" by Diana Ross. Now, if you're coming out today, this is for you. Okay, it's official. We're putting the sex into sexta-feira. Morning to you, Matty. Bom dia, alegria a todos e feliz sexta-feira. Well done, mate. And the Portuguese citizenship test number 9, we're moving into that, and it's migas related this morning. But before we move on from Diana Ross, brilliant backstory. I'm loving playing the music in the morning, and how it seems to be working out is that we play some music together between 8 and 9. You choose some of those tunes, and I haven't forgotten. I know there have been requests which I haven't attended to yet, but we're upbeat this morning, and a few surprises in the mix as well. And we will come back to the likes of Don McLean and Glenn Campbell next week. But I'm really enjoying this, especially the backstories of the music. I'm coming out there. And how many tunes do you know that have a trombone solo in them? Who doesn't like a nice bit of tromboning first thing in the morning? Don't look that up. I'm Coming Out is a song recorded by, and actually there's a backstory of the backstory. The trombone player there is the man behind, I think it's a man, I think Miko is a man, a trombone player, and you'll know, it's incredible, the tune that Miko contributed in his own right in the 70s as well. But before we go there, I'm Coming Out is a song recorded by American singer Diana Ross, obviously, as you heard there. I'll come back to your... What? I'm an American. I'm a toilet. There's so much going on. So much I need to attend to. Let me just deal with the backstory of I'm Coming Out. And if anyone would think I'm coming out this morning, I'm Coming Out is a song recorded by American singer Diana Ross. It was written and produced by Chic members Bernard Edwards, Bernard, if you're like Bernard Manning, if you're in the UK. It sounds so much more glamorous to be called Bernard, does it not, than Bernie or Bernard, as you would be in the UK. And Nile Rodgers, of course. My great pleasure to see him play live in 2017? And he's still going strong. What an amazing man Nile Rodgers is. Anyway, making his impression on that track there. And released on August the 22nd in 1980 by Motown. So she stayed with Motown, it would appear, I think probably all her career. And it's from Ross's self-titled 11th album, Diana, 1980. Peaked at number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Number 1 on the Billboard Hot Disco Singles chart, and number 13 in the UK Singles chart. Me and you both. My single that I was involved in got to number 13 in the UK Singles chart, I'm delighted to say. Since its release, I'm Coming Out has been regarded as an anthem for the gay community, of course. And the trombone solo, Rogers convinced his neighbour producer Miko Monardo to contract the horns for the album in return for a commitment by Rogers to co-produce Monardo's then upcoming album of music, From the Empire Strikes Back. Monardo, a first call session player who had a string of hits in the late 1970s with disco versions of film music. Yes, him! Also played trombone on the album and is featured in a solo towards the end of I'm Coming Out. It's great, isn't it? It make the drums at the beginning. I think that's Tony Thompson playing drums at the beginning, and Miko there playing the trombone solo at the end there. Let's stay with Miko this morning, and we'll have a look at this Portuguese citizenship test question after we've heard the Star Wars theme in a disco style. You want it upbeat? You want joy this morning? You got it. Okay, let's go. These are not the droids you're looking for. Your lack of faith disturbs me. Help us, Obi-Wan. You're our only hope. It's me. What's the matter, Chewie? Wow, I've always loved that. Always loved that. Especially that. And you will remember that, won't you, from the what's that bar that they're in? Oh, hold on a minute. No, not now. Why is it not stopping? We've been taken over by Star Wars. Okay. Yeah, morning, Gemini. Yes, we are playing that kind of music this morning. Disco versions of the Star Wars theme there. John Williams, isn't it, originally? Star Wars. And then mixed up by Miko. Who doesn't like a little bit of horn action first thing in the morning? Good morning to you, Rui. What's this? Just woke up to this. Seems like Jabba's musicians at their best. Yes, it is Miko you're listening to today. Good morning to you, Gemini, as well. Great music, love it. I'm so glad. Joyous, absolutely, as the doctor ordered. I would like to give a shout out to my best man of 30 years ago, Dell, and his wife Jane, who are visiting us at the moment, and dedicate Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, as they are huge fans. Very good. Yes, I will squeeze that in then. We need to do that, don't we? We've got a video to play as well that you may recognize. And let's deal with this then. Rui will be able to help us with this, I'm sure. Good morning to you. Nice to see you, Senor Correa. And who else joined us? Mel, who thought that sounded like it was fused with the theme from Love Boat. Oh, we haven't got time to squeeze that in, but I would love to. I do love that, the vibe that creates, that light-hearted disco music from the 70s, especially when it's mixed up with something contemporary like Star Wars, or I guess, of course, many of the TV themes of the time. Portuguese citizenship test then. Thank you for yours, Rui. We won't be doing that this morning. What is the key ingredient in the Alentejo dish migas? Which, of course, you might experience when you go to the churrasco, to the churrasqueira, to go get your Portuguese barbecue chicken. You get some chips, and you might be offered some migas on the side there. Is the principal ingredient in there bread, rice, or pasta? Do let me know, and I'll put the link to this question into the chat so that you can go guess for yourself. While we're here, and we do have, I guess, Rui, we can look upon you as an official, a Portuguese official here. I was thrown yesterday by yesterday's test question. And I did devise the questions with the help of AI, I'm ashamed to say. But I was in it. It's good when you're in a tight spot. This is not a bit of AI. It is the WD-40 of internet creativity, you could say. And yesterday's question was, which dessert is made with egg yolks, sugar, and cinnamon, often served at Christmas? Now, Paul de Lo is served at Christmas, I believe. It was given to me by my neighbour at Christmas with a slight smile because they're thinking the foreigners are going to find this cake really strange. The foreigners are going to think, do we have to put it in the oven to finish it off? Rabanadas, I was taken in that direction because of the cinnamon, but actually it would appear that alatria is the right answer, is it not? Although Antonio F has gone for rabanadas. Let's put this to Filomena when she joins us in a little while. Oh, morning to you, Kurt, in the green room as well, backstage. Good morning, great to see you. How are you? More precisely, broa. Okay, so Rui might be giving us a bit of a clue there with the answer being bread on the principal ingredient in migas. But he is going more specifically with the broa, which of course is cornbread here in Portugal. Thank you for all your help. And alatria, yes, I think bon dia alatria is the right answer on that. And you just watched a version on Top of the Pops. Are you on percussion? No, I'm one of the trumpet players. Not that I can play the trumpet. Calderverd, which one are you looking at, Matty? Brass construction, get yourself together. Oh my goodness, in a disco vibe and theme this morning. Right, I want to do something a little bit adventurous now, and you're going to have to advise me on how this sounds. I'm going to play a video that I came across last night. Let me go back to the Portugal Club where those questions are. Thanks, Rui, on that. And those will continue. Another 91 citizenship test questions to answer at the Portugal Club. And as I say, big changes over at the Portugal Club from Monday. Hoping to see a lot more of you. You specifically, and lots more other people joining the community as well from Monday. Now, if I go back to the timeline, we will see... Oh, yeah, I recognise this city. Oh, James is in. The old guy in Europe has posted up his video for this week, a walk along the Espinho coast. That'll be very popular. I think on YouTube, people love those walk and talks or little journeys. So well done on that one. 66 episodes. Wow. And recognise the city then. Now, I want to play this video. Friend of Debbie Bradford, who I was hanging out with last night on the Expats Portugal Premium Lounge, she is in this video. And this is a great introduction to a musician, a great session player who's come to Portugal. And he and his wife, they're both in the music business, I believe. And he's a session player of note, not known hugely under his own moniker, but distinguishing himself now by releasing a few tunes here in Portugal, including this one, Fall Into the Sky, which I think... Filomena will be pleased to see has some of the metro, the new metro that is part of the scene in Miranda de Corvo now. Now, hold on a minute. We need video on this, so presumably, I don't think you are hearing sound there. Oh, Filomena's joining us at just the right time to see which city this is. You tell me, and I'm pressing echo cancellation so we get the best possible sound on this. Although the way I think I'm playing it doesn't seem to give me any controls for playing the sound at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to it on YouTube itself. Okay, let me share a different screen in that case. You can watch this at your leisure at the Portugal Club, but let me take that off there. Let me stop the video in the background. Did you recognize this famous Portuguese beach? Probably not. Let me just still that background first of all as well, so that we can make sure that what I'm going to share on the screen actually shares well and doesn't glitch too much. So stopping sharing that, presenting a different screen. This will be on YouTube. Fall Into the Sky, the official video. And I hope if you can give me feedback in the comments about whether you can hear this okay. But this is Christopher Maloney, Fall Into the Sky, and some rather marvellous backdrops that you may recognise. Which city?
Fall into the sky, walk beneath the sea, dance into the night. Anyway. The world's coming to push you down. You turn and look, yet there's no one around. You don't worry, you're just fine. You see this kind of thing all of the time. All of the time. for you to take your life. I'm here to tell you, baby, that ain't right. You don't worry, you're just fine. Yeah, you know what to do all of the time. With so much madness, so much pain, and so much hatred, it could drive you insane. You never worry, you're just so fine. All of the time, all of the time. Come on! Fall to the sky, walk beneath the sea, dance into the night. Anyway, fall into the sky, walk beneath the sea, dance into the night. Anyway. Woo!
Woo!
Fall into the sky, walk beneath the sea, dance into the night. Anyway, fall into the sky, walk beneath the sea, dance into the night. Anyway. Yeah.
That is fantastic. Okay, and this seems like a really good moment to bring Filomena on and can confirm where that city was. Nice big round of applause. Filomena Pascoal, everybody. Hola, bon dia.
Oh, wow.
Not in Coimbra. Not in Coimbra, I'm guessing, behind you there.
Not in Coimbra. Olá, bom dia, alegria.
Olá, bom dia. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem, obrigada. E contigo também?
Muito bem, obrigado. Alegria, muito alegria aqui esta manhã.
Sim, muita alegria, sim.
With all this music, I think that is a very cool tune. I'm guessing you recognise that city, Filomena.
Yes,
Days there, haven't you?
Yeah, it looks like Coimbra. Yes, it does.
Yeah, and at the beginning, your now world famous metro line. Did you see that little bit of footage at the beginning of the video as well?
No, I didn't. But yeah, metro line. Yes, okay. Because we don't have it. I mean, yes, but in Miranda do Corvo, in Lausanne, Serpins, we are still waiting.
Oh, okay. So when we may talk about the video that's being made, will I be able to get the metro line out to where the video is being made? Is that possible yet?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
The video production that's happening at the end of the month, will I be able to get public transport and the shuttle bus out to where the video is being made?
Probably not. You have to have Filomena transport.
Oh, okay. Well, more about Ushtai the Gatish a little bit later on, and we'll play some of their music as well because I really enjoyed that. I think that's an excellent tune by Christopher Maloney. He does now live in Portugal. I'm not sure if he's in Coimbra or not. American singer-songwriter, bass guitarist, and music educator, widely known for his work with instrumental hard rock band Cosmo Squad and stints in Hardline and with Dweezil Zappa. also an independent solo artist and instructor at the Musicians Institute. And I think he's doing that from Portugal now. So he moves among us here in Portugal. And I think that's a great tune. Very glad to have been introduced to that
Mick
by Debbie last night.
Mick Jagger was in Coimbra lately. Yeah.
It's true.
Recently.
Mick Jagger seems to have been everywhere. He was here for a week, but he seemed to pop up in every single town across
Yeah.
Portugal. I don't know if
Yes.
that resonates with you, but yeah, he was all over the place here in Portugal, even popping in from time to time on the Good Morning Portugal show as well. There, look, he's right next to you now. So where are you, and how has it inspired our conversation this morning? Would you say? Look at that. Can we guess? Oh, you're in England. You're at Brighton, right?
Of course, with this sun and everything, I must be in England.
The heat, the searing heat. It must be Brighton and Hove on our south coast. You're next door, aren't you?
I am next door. Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
And in Benidorm, I believe, although it recently renamed possibly as Menidorm, right? I think you found yourself. Oh, that's not Paolo, is it? With his swimming suit
It's
on.
not. It's not.
Okay. What have you been up to in Menidorm?
Well, for 15 years now, they have organized the town hall, the city hall, organizes the Pride Parade.
Mhm.
So it was this year's Pride Parade, Benidorm
Oh,
Pride
you
Parade.
happened to come across the Pride Parade while you were there. Wow. Okay. And how is it? Are you enjoying yourself in Benidorm?
Yes, I always enjoy myself in Benidorm. That's why I keep coming.
Yeah.
I don't come every year, but usually every 2 years I do keep coming. And
Yeah.
I usually come to this place, my favorite place, because it's right in front of the beach. As you can see from my balcony, I can see the sea, the beach. So I love it here.
Yeah. It looks wonderful. It looks very peaceful. Looking out on the Med,
It
of course.
is. It is. It's not like the usual idea that the people have from Benidorm, because when you speak of Benidorm and people go, "Oh my goodness, it's so crowded and it's awful," but not here, not in this part. It's a Levante beach, and this part of Benidorm, it's very calm. As you can see, the beach is like this. You have
Yeah.
plenty of
Looks
space,
lovely. Looks
right?
lovely.
And it's very, very quiet, very and of course, except when the British start partying, but
Yeah. Oh gosh.
but no, but
I can only
but that's
apologize.
later on. That's later on at about 5 or 6 p.m. Yeah, but
Oh,
but
okay.
it's
Yeah.
not. It's later on when the British start partying, singing. But until then, it's very peaceful, and even after 5 or 6, it's still peaceful. But
Oh, I'm glad to
um,
hear it.
I,
I'm glad to hear it.
I like it.
Yeah, and that's the way often, isn't it? With tourist areas, people get put off by the excesses and extremes, but there's a reason why people go there. So it's like the same with
Yeah.
Albufeira, isn't it? It's very
Well,
beautiful.
my main reason is the temperature of the sea,
Yeah. Oh,
because
okay. Yes.
here
Yeah.
is the Mediterranean. So in the Mediterranean, you can go in without being ouch, ouch.
I get it. Because whenever I say to the Portuguese, I swim in the sea here, they're like, no, we don't really do that.
No,
Yeah.
I
So
used
go.
to when I was young. I was brave enough, but nah, not anymore.
Okay, all right. So lots of great things to talk about. People have been inspired by your idea this morning, Filomena, about how Spanish may or may not help you with your Portuguese. And there are other cultural things that I hope you'll help us with this morning, like alatria, bon dia alatria, broa. There's a controversy about broa bread here, and lots of talk about Spain this morning. So we'll have a look at a few of their comments that are coming in from our wonderful audience here. Let's start with on this note of speaking Spanish and how it might help. T Duck, I speak Spanish and it's very useful in reading Portuguese, but it's not very helpful in hearing and understanding. Is that the gist of it? Is that what you were getting at with this?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. It's great to visit as Filomena is doing right now as we speak to her on her balcony. I enjoy being able to communicate, but I would not want to live there. The Spanish girl in a class didn't understand the word gravida.
Yeah, that's one of the
No,
words that is completely different. Yeah,
is it right?
embarazada. Yeah,
Okay.
In Spanish is embarazada.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. And it's very different, isn't it? It doesn't seem to share the Latin root that sometimes we see with French,
yeah,
Spanish, and Portuguese. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't wish for a different, like a variety, diversity of sounds there for the same condition. Let's call it gravida, enceinte, embarazada.
yeah.
It's
Pregnant. Yeah,
being embarrassed is being pregnant in Spain.
embarrassed. Yeah. Yes, because embarazada in Portuguese is embarrassed.
It's amazing,
If you
isn't
say
it?
embarazada in Portuguese, it means embarrassed. It's not
Good
nothing to
heaven.
do with pregnant.
Yes, and it may or may not be connected with being pregnant. A long time ago, I was an
Oh,
exchange student in Mexico City. At the dinner table, the conversation was about Mexican history. I wanted to say, I'm an American, I'm excused. What I actually said was, Soy americano, estoy excusado. And what you in fact said was, I'm an American, I'm a toilet. I couldn't figure out why everyone was laughing. Very good. The word for excused in Spanish is disculpado. I will never forget this. So that's one that does
yeah.
work, doesn't
In
it?
Portuguese, that word in Portuguese is almost the same. Desculpado.
Very,
Desculpado in Portuguese and desculpado in Spanish.
very good. Okay. Thanks for the dad joke, Joao Ernesto. We will incorporate that and we will go out with Never Gonna Give You Up. And we will be playing music from Oshtai de Gatos as well, because we want to talk about them as well whilst we have Filomena with us. Any questions you've got about the Portuguese culture or language, we're doing a special on the connection with Spanish today. And I have to say as well, thank you so much for the translation you did, Filomena. That worked like a charm with the British government. They were very happy with your work, as was I. So don't forget, Filomena does translations as well of Portuguese
Yeah.
documents. So thank you very much for
Yeah,
doing
I'm
that.
glad you got the passport now.
Yeah,
You
all
got it,
sorted.
or you
It's
are
in
you
our
waiting for it?
hands. Yes,
Ah, okay,
absolutely.
I
No,
got it. Yeah.
and the shout out to the His Majesty's Passport Office as well. They really are very good. It's one of the things that works really well in the United Kingdom. If you're looking for such inspiration and the exceptions that might prove the rule at the moment, right? So tell us more then on how we can get ourselves into hot water, or I guess agua caliente, which might be different in
Or in
Spanish.
Spanish, agua caliente.
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 Right. Yeah, and that, there's a first sort of clue. It is when it's a bit like when you're speaking Italian, you start to gesture more, don't you? The language lends itself to posture, and it's the same with Spanish, isn't it? The Spanish lends itself to outbursts and speaking louder. I
Yeah,
think is that fair to say?
me piace parlare italiano.
See, see, that's right, absolutely, and it's the same with Spanish, isn't it? As soon as you start to speak it, you start moving differently. So tell us more, Filomena. Where are the confusions?
No, I have thought of some words that in everyday life situation I come across, and it's if you don't know at all the meaning of the word, you are completely lost because the Portuguese
Mm,
don't have those words, right? So, for example, starting with the very beginning with holidays, férias in
férias.
Portuguese,
Sim.
férias, and in Spanish is
Um, I don't know.
remember the American English word. What
Oh,
is the American
vacation.
English?
Is it
So
vacation?
vacaciones, vacaciones,
Vacaciones. Yes. And I want to shout
vacaciones.
it.
Um,
Vacaciones. Yes.
vacaciones. Then some means of transport, like for example, coche. What is coche?
Coche. Is it a kiss?
Coche. It's a car. A car. If you
Yeah,
travel
we
by
are.
car, it's coche.
Right. Coche.
Carro. So
Really? Oh, as
in
in coach. As in coach. Of course. Yeah.
in Spanish coche, and in Portuguese we say carro. Okay.
Carro. Yes. Yes. Carro.
Then
Okay.
the bus is easier for the English to understand, but not the Portuguese. Autobus, Autobus is autocarro, autocarro in Portuguese. Autocarro, autobus.
Very
And
good.
also, the train is also easy for the English to understand, but not for the Portuguese because it's tren, tren,
No
like in
way.
train. Yes,
Okay.
tren.
Right.
And
Right.
in Portuguese, how do you say train?
Comboio.
Yeah, muito bem, Carlitos.
Obrigado, obrigado.
Comboio,
Very
right?
interesting.
So
Yes,
I have
comboio.
written a few words that I thought, randomly.
Yeah, thank you,
So,
thank you.
for example, a hat, you say in Portuguese, chapéu, right?
Chapéu.
Chapéu,
Sim,
like in
chapéu.
French, chapeau, chapéu. But in Spanish, you say sombrero.
Of course you
Sombrero, of
do.
course.
Yes,
Sombrero, the
sombrero.
Mexican
Yeah.
sombrero.
Yeah.
If you are speaking about the beach umbrella, then you say sombrilla, sombrilla. And in Portuguese, you say chapéu de praia, chapéu de praia.
A beach hat.
A beach
Isn't that
hat.
great?
So,
A beach
una
hat.
sombrilla, una sombrilla. Then, if you want to say a chair, do you know how to say a chair in Spanish?
No, no
In
idea.
Portuguese?
I forget. I knew you'd ask me that.
Okay, no problem.
Not a cadella, that's a puppy, isn't it?
Not a cadella. Cadella is a
Puppy.
female dog. Cadella is a female dog.
I'm getting
But
myself
it's
in a
similar.
lot of trouble. Cadella.
Yeah. Cadela can also have another meaning. Cadela can be apanhar uma cadela is to get drunk.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Okay, so you need
Yeah.
a chair.
But
Okay.
but cadeira in Portuguese
Yes.
cadeira, and
Uh-huh.
then in Spanish is completely different. Una silla, silla.
See,
So
T-Duck
silla
really
and the
does know his
Portuguese.
Spanish. You see that T-Duck's quite the authority on Spanish, it would appear. So he is finding that useful. Except when we find ourselves in these situations. Filomena, I think you might have frozen. The water's warm, but the internet's frozen right now. So let's see what happens there. I think what we might do while we have a little bit of a freeze on the screen, frio or fresca in Portuguese. I don't know what that is in Spanish. Maybe T-Duck can help me out with that. But whilst we're waiting for Filomena to unfreeze, it's a lovely sort of postcard shot of her overlooking the Med there. Let's go to the band we want to talk about today. And this is Ushai de Gatos, and I've been invited to take part in a video they're making, which I'm delighted to accept that invitation. So I'll play this, and we'll see if we can get Filomena back whilst this is playing. Ushai de Gatos, and we've laughed about this before. This is being on all fours, isn't it? It's like leaving like a cat on all fours, and I think this is what tends to happen at the parties that they organise. Okay, Ushai de Gatos, now me faz bem.
Não, eu não quero ir trabalhar, ter de me levantar sem saber por quem. E para além disso não sei se não fosse a filha do patrão, que esta dedicação só me ficava bem. E trabalhar não me faz bem. E olha o que chove, e olha o que chove, e não me importa que falem com desdém. Assim não me convém. Por isso ir trabalhar não me faz bem. Vai lá ver se chove, vai lá ver se chove, e não me importa o que diz a tua mãe. Eu estou muito bem. Eu já sei, vão-me despedir. Já fiquei a sorrir, isto é de valor. Para além do mais ainda sei o quão bom é preguiçar, beber e folhear, ter um pouco de amor. E trabalhar não me faz bem. E olha o que chove, e olha o que chove, e não me importa que falem com desdém. Vai trabalhar, pá. Assim não me convém. Por isso ir trabalhar não me faz bem. Vai lá ver se chove, vai lá ver se chove, e não me importa o que diz a tua mãe. Eu estou muito bem. Eu é que sou o patrão. Vai trabalhar, pá. Já vou, já vou. Eu é que sou o patrão. E trabalhar não me faz bem. E olha o que chove, e olha o que chove, e não me importa que falem com desdém. Assim não me convém. Por isso ir trabalhar não me faz bem. Já vou. Vai lá ver se chove, vai lá ver se chove, e não me importa o que diz a tua mãe. Eu estou muito bem.
Very, very good. Welcome back. Oh no, have you frozen again, Filomena? It might be the hotel. The Brits have just woken up after their partying and they're all looking at their smartphones now. So we've got a bit of a difficulty with Filomena and her connection to the show. Thank you very much, Filomena, however, on making this connection. Oh, there you go. You're back now. You're back. Sit very still, but not so
I think
still
my
that I can't tell if
connection
you're
is
going.
not very.
It's a hotel one, probably, isn't it? I was just saying the British have just woken up and they're all going on their phones after a bit of a binge last night, perhaps. Okay, we've got questions. Whilst we have you on the screen, let's get into these. Whilst the connection is good, I love Filomena. Pam's here this morning. Pam, always a great person to talk to when it comes to learning Portuguese. I think she needs some help here. Can you give some tips on pronouncing the letter J or Jota? Lots of people pronounce it in the Spanish way. So yes, J in Spanish and Portuguese then for us.
Yeah, like Julio, for example. Julio.
Yes. Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes. And in Portuguese then, when we're using Jota over here, someone smashed the like button and upset your connection again, I think, Filomena, perhaps. I'm guessing that's not how you use the J in Portuguese with the so J. Thank you very much for that, T-Duck, as well. Everyone's helping out here this morning. Yeah, you're back again now. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. So we were speaking about silla, cadeira, and I wanted to say that we also, in Spanish, there is also the word cadera, but they don't mean chairs, of course. Caderas in Spanish. Okay. Oh,
I don't think I got that.
Not good at all.
Cadera in Spanish is, we can make it a quiz. Everybody,
cadera,
what is cadera in Spanish?
Cadera in Spanish, cadera. In Portuguese is anca. Anca.
Oh, okay. Yes.
What is that in English? Hip. That's right. Hip. The hip.
Okay.
Caderas.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant anchor as in what you find on a boat. Okay, so anchor as in okay.
Anca. Anca in Portuguese, anca, hip in English, and cadera in Spanish. But of course, cadeira in Portuguese means chair, and in Spanish, silla. So as you can see, very, very simple, not confusing at all.
Not at all. And I'm just trying to imagine all the great situations you could find yourself in and the fun you could have with these mispronunciations.
If you want the hip to sit down on.
Or if you want to call yourself a toilet, we've been taught how to do that by T-Duck this morning. Tonio's here. Morning greetings from a foggy Villanova de Cerveira. Wishing you all a happy Friday and a wonderful weekend. Thanks, bit of a man in the Mina just popping in for a moment there. I have to say, Filomena, your Spanish accent is beautiful. It just sounds
Lost you
completely
again.
authentic to me. Did you hear my compliment there? I think your Spanish accent is amazing. I think we've got just a lovely smiley picture of there we go. That, do you know what? I'm going to send her a screenshot of that, because basically that's a lovely postcard picture of Filomena on her holiday in Benidorm, as we've renamed it. There you go. She's back again now. Anka, she's also a place
Island,
in
the
Portugal.
island of Benidorm.
Seriously, hold on a minute. The Benidorm is an island as well as a coastal town as well,
No,
or is it an area?
it has an island. It has a little island. This little island there, you
Yeah.
can visit by boat or by swimming. You can also do, but
Yeah.
it's a bit far. But
Okay.
this little island is called Isla de Benidorm. Isla,
Isla
which
de
it means, of
Benidorm.
course, ilha in Portuguese. It's
Yeah.
another different word. Ilha and isla in Spanish. Isla de Benidorm.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thank you for that. It's the Berlingish of in terms of comparisons. Then I would say more coming in from the comments. I like to watch the
Well,
cycling. And sorry, go on. Carry on.
I just read a comment about the names of the days of the week.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the days of the week are different. The days of the week in Portuguese, yes, they come. Well, it was São Martinho de Dume, a bishop in Braga,
Right.
that changed the days of the week in Portuguese in the 6th century, because he didn't want those pagan names, because the pagan names,
Disgusting.
the Greek, the Roman gods and goddesses and planets, like lunes in Spanish. Okay, let's say lunes is Monday, and of course it's the day of the moon. And then
Yes.
you have
Lundi.
martes, which is the day of Mars. And you have miércoles, which is the day of Mercury. And you have jueves, jueves is the day of Jupiter. And you have viernes, the day of Venus. But in Portuguese, the Bishop of Braga, São Martinho de Dume, it didn't want any of that. It was too pagan. So he, in the 6th century, he decided to do the Roman Catholic name of segunda-feira, terça-feira, quarta-feira, quinta-feira, sexta-feira. He just kept sábado as Sabatum, the day of rest, the resting day, and domingo, which is the day of the Lord, Domenica or Dominica Dias, the day of the Lord. So these are the days of the week in Spanish are also completely different. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, except
See,
sábado and domingo, which are the same.
your Spanish accent is beautiful, and it's like in the French, isn't it? Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi,
Oui, and
vendredi.
oui,
Yes.
oui, and in Italian and in French, it's just the English version is a little bit different, because they also had influences from, for example, of course, the king, the god of war and things like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in general, all the European languages, they all follow more or less the same pattern for the days of the week, except Portugal, because of our São Martinho de Dume in Braga.
Yes, very good. Okay, and he tried to replace the months as well, apparently, but that didn't stick as well. And Joao Ernesto saying, yeah,
No,
he replaced with
yeah,
second day, third,
yeah,
fourth. Yeah, he says
because
it's a
for the
day off.
Roman, because for the Catholic Church, Sunday is the first day because it's the day
Yes.
of the
Why?
resurrection of Jesus. So
Yes.
for the Catholics, is Sunday is the first day. So
Yes.
the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And that Roman Catholic wasn't a term until the 11th century, just before the Great Schism. Wow, the Great Schism. Which sounds like an album that came out in the 70s. Right. But it predates that. Now, Pam is still
So
upset, I think, about Jay's here. She says she likes to watch the cycling, and it annoys me when people can't pronounce João Almeida's
João
name.
Almeida.
João Almeida. It sounds like
Yeah.
Chow. It is.
So,
Do you know the worst Portuguese pronouncer on the planet is Google Maps. That woman, and also she
yeah.
reads it really slowly. So you've missed the turning when it's Professora
Mm.
Doutor Rua do Doutor Professora João Maria Rodrigo, and she's
And
like,
then
oh,
gone.
yeah, but she's like Rua Dom Joao. She's terrible.
Yeah, but the problem
Right.
here is also not just because of the J, but because of the nasal ow,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And nasals, uh, remember, nasalate your vowels. You
Nasally
have to
every morning,
nasalate your
everybody.
vowels.
Yes.
So
Yes.
ow. So João is also, it's two problems together. It's the J and the ow.
It
João.
is. It's
João.
João. And once you've got
Yeah.
it, you've got it, though. So keep practicing that. This has been lovely today. Agree, Google
Well,
Maps is terrible.
I've thought of lots of other words if you want to go through
Give
them
us a
and
few more,
try to
please.
guess.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so paloma.
A bird.
Okay,
Dove.
it's a pigeon. Okay, but in Portuguese, pomba, and in Spanish, paloma.
Pomba. Okay.
Glasses. How do you say glasses in Portuguese?
Espectaculos. Oculos. Oculos.
Óculos. Óculos.
Right.
In Spanish, gafas. Gafas.
Gaffers. Well, that's not
Gafas.
okay. I think we win.
How do you say fato de banho? Fato de banho, Portuguese, fato de banho, bathing suit. And in
Right.
Spanish, bañador. Bañador.
Bañador. I have to say,
Bañador.
you may have noticed that I think something happens when you've been in Portugal for a while is you become very protective and competitive and you want everything in Portugal to be better than in Spain. But I have to say, bañador, I do prefer. It's like, fetch me my bañador. I'm going to the beach.
Bañador.
Yes.
By the way, a tip for everyone. Don't speak Portuguese in Spain and don't speak Spanish in Portugal.
Correct.
Okay?
Yes. Unwritten rule. You heard it here. Yes.
It's not the right way to go. Not the
No.
right way to go.
Don't
Okay?
do it. Don't do that.
Don't do it. Then bottle. How do you say? That's easy. Bottle.
Your boat. Barco. Barco.
No. Garrafa in Portuguese.
Oh,
Garrafa.
okay. Yes. Garrafa aquí. Oh, what is it in Spain? Because the Brits need to know that one, don't they?
Botella. Una botella.
Yeah.
Botella
Waiter.
and
Another botella over here, please. Two more, in fact.
botella and garrafa.
drink.
Botella.
Yes.
Botella and garrafa.
Yeah.
If you want fino, you know the beer, right? Fino or imperial in Lisbon.
Yeah,
How do you say
yeah.
that in Spanish?
Cerveja.
Una caña.
Really?
Una caña. Una caña. It's the same as the draft beer. The bottle of
Okay,
beer.
that's interesting. Caña. Okay. Very
Caña.
good.
Caña with a till on the end. Of course, we don't have that in Portuguese keyboard, but caña. Then if you want an espresso, like the Portuguese like the espresso coffee, right?
See?
You say, in Portuguese, you can say bica, but in Spanish, you have to say café solo. Café solo.
Café solo. Okay.
Café solo.
Wow.
Breakfast. If you have your breakfast, in Portuguese, you say pequeno almoço. In Spanish, you
Pequeno
say,
almoço. Oh,
in Spanish,
don't know.
desayuno.
Really?
Desayuno.
Okay.
Okay? Desayuno,
Right.
pequeno almoço. Then, your dinner. If you go out for dinner, so a dinner is cena. Una cena. Cena.
Right. Very different.
Cena. But we also have the word cena, which means a scene. For example, a scene from a movie or anything, sin, cena. But cena in Spanish is dinner. And there is the verb cenar, cenar.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. A
Um,
question from Mr. S.
we
Which
also,
part of Spain? Because we are talking about Spanish rather than Catalan here, aren't we? I think.
yes, I'm not
Yes.
speaking about any part of Spain in particular.
Right.
Then chicken. How do you say
Okay.
chicken?
In Polo, I'm guessing in
Pollo, pollo.
Spanish.
Yes, very good.
Pollo.
Pollo,
Okay.
pollo,
Yes.
pollo, chicken. If you want to eat some pork, you find on the menu
Porco.
cerdo, cerdo, no, cerdo, no,
Really?
no, no,
Okay.
cerdo, cerdo.
Wow.
Turkey. If you want to eat turkey,
Well, Peru here. I don't know what it is
Peru
in
in Portuguese, Peru.
Peru.
Yes, and in Spanish, pavo, pavo,
Pavo. Okay. All right.
pavo. If you want beef, in English, beef, in Portuguese, carne de vaca or
Mhm.
vitela, and in Spanish, ternera,
Ternera.
ternera,
Okay.
ternera.
Right.
Okay, and a steak, you can say in Spanish, bisteca, bisteca, as in a
Unless you're
steak
French.
in English, bisteca. Then chickpeas, for example, chickpeas, garbanzos, grão de
Garbanzos.
bico,
Yeah,
garbanzo,
they've got
garbanzo,
that. Yeah, yeah.
and in Portuguese, grão de bico,
Ground.
grão de
Okay.
bico. Uh, peas, peas,
Ervilhas.
ervilhas, and
Yes.
in Spanish, guisantes,
Right.
guisantes.
Okay. So many,
Um,
many differences.
beans, if you want beans, in Portuguese, feijões, in Spanish,
Feijões.
alubias, alubias.
Right.
Then, if you want pasta, of course, in Spanish you also say pasta, but in Portuguese we say massa,
Massa.
massa. Mhm.
Well, we also
Then,
say maçã, and Pam
massa,
says apples are very different. So what's apple in Spanish?
manzana, manzana. It's not very, very different. I mean, maçã, manzana. For a
Okay.
Portuguese, it's easy to understand, I think, manzana.
All right.
Yes, the Spanish pronounce all their vowels, yes. Then, if we say the cutlery in Spanish is los
All right.
cubiertos is the
Yes.
cutlery, which in Portuguese is talheres,
Talheres.
talheres. But if you say taller in Spanish, it means a car mechanic workshop. Taller, taller is it's a mechanic workshop.
Great fun.
And in Portuguese, for a car workshop, we say oficina.
Yeah.
Oficina in Spanish means escritório in Portuguese, which is an
An office.
office.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there is a mess about mechanics and office and the cutlery. Everything goes okay. Then a spoon. You say cuchara, una cuchara, and in Portuguese, colher, colher.
Colher.
Then a
Colher.
fork. You say garfo,
Garfo.
garfo, and in Spanish, tenedor,
And the
tenedor.
big question, obviously, what is knife? Because we love it in Portuguese.
In Portuguese is faca, faca,
What?
and
Okay.
in Spanish, cuchillo,
That's
cuchillo,
much easier
cuchillo.
on the ear.
Uh,
Yes.
then, for example, I have seen in the comments the dog, right? Dog
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah.
Portuguese, cão, and it's perro, un perro
Okay.
in Spanish.
Wow.
Then a ball, a ball, playing a football, you say in Spanish, pelota, una pelota. But in Portuguese, if you say pelota, a pelota means naked, okay? But in
Does
Spanish,
it?
pelota is a ball. Then fruit, for example, you have melancia in Portuguese, melancia, watermelon, and in Spanish, sandia, sandia,
Right.
melancia in Spanish, in Portuguese. Then morango in Portuguese, morango, strawberry, and in Spanish, fresa, fresa.
Wow.
Pineapple, ananas in Portuguese, in Spanish, piña, piña.
Yes, I have seen that. Yes, piña.
The
Yeah.
peach, pêssego, in Portuguese, pêssego, in Spanish, melocotón, melocotón. Then banana, banana in Portuguese, and in Spanish is plátano, plátano. Then you also have other differences, like, for example, to speak about your hair, you say cabelo in Portuguese, and in Spanish is pelo, pelo. That's why you have peluqueria as opposed to cabeleireiro, right? That
Yes,
very good word,
it's much easier
cabeleireiro,
getting a haircut
and
in Spain.
peluqueria, peluqueria in Spanish.
Yeah.
Um, then also animals like a dolphin, for example, is delfin, delfin,
Yes. Yes.
a dolphin. Then speaking about
Hold on. What
hotels,
in Portuguese? Can you remind us what dolphin is in Portuguese?
golfinho,
Oh, golfinho.
golfinho,
Yeah.
golfinho.
Golfinho.
Then
Yeah.
to say a room, a double room or a single room, a room is in Spanish habitación,
Happy.
habitación, and
Yes.
cuarto in Portuguese, right? Habitación,
Now,
cuarto.
there is no sound in Portuguese of the th, is there, that we find
The?
interesting sometimes
No,
amusing in Spanish, right?
no,
Okay.
no.
Cabeleireiro.
Then una ducha, ducha, cabeleireira,
Just don't know when-
cabeleireira, yeah. So, ducha, it's in Portuguese chuveiro, a shower. Ducha, chuveiro, shower. Then
Okay.
grifo. Do you know in Spanish grifo?
I don't know that.
No, it's in Portuguese torneira. What is torneira? A
Oh,
tap, a tap, a tap.
yes, like a faucet.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
torneira and grifo in Spanish. Una calle, 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 rua, down there, calle, and Portuguese rua, a street. If it's a
Wow.
road, you say in Portuguese estrada, and in Spanish carretera, carretera, estrada.
Well,
If you
as Andero says, it's almost like two different languages,
yes,
which
they are, they are, they are two different languages.
yeah.
Then, for example, speaking of roads and toll roads, you say toll in Portuguese portagem, portagem, and in Spanish you say viaje, viaje. Then a window, you say janela in Portuguese, ventana in Spanish, una ventana.
Mm.
Isla, okay. The colors, red, we say vermelho, the Spanish say rojo, rojo, again with the
Yeah.
J there, rojo. Gray, we say cinzento, the Portuguese, the Spanish say gris, gris. It's a lot more
Like
similar
French.
to English.
Yeah.
Then also similar to French, marron, marron.
Yes.
Marron is brown, and in Portuguese, castanho,
Yes.
castanho.
Yes.
So then, if you speak about fish in a menu, for example,
As
you
I
have the
often
word
do. I often
pescado,
do. Yeah.
pescado, pescado, and in Portuguese, peixe, peixe and pescado. For example, hake or whiting, we say pescada, and in Spanish, merluza, merluza,
Ah, thank
and
you. That's also a mystery revealed. So pescada is hake or whiting fish. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know
hake,
that.
yeah, or whiting, yeah, pescada and merluza in Spanish. Calamares, calamares,
Of
everyone knows
course.
because calamari, but calamares in Portuguese, lulas,
Lulas.
lulas,
See,
calamares.
very
Then
good.
you have also some verbs like cerrar. Cerrar is to close. So if something is closed, is cerrado. But cerrar in Portuguese is to saw with
Yes, like
a saw, you know,
yes, the
cerrar.
edge as well. Yes, Serra de
So
Estrela.
it's completely different because cerrar, cerrar, cerrar in Spanish is to close. Olvidar, olvidar is to forget. Esquecer in Portuguese, esquecer, and olvidar in Spanish. Uh, un bocadillo is a sandwich, and we say sanduíche or sanduíche, sanduíche
Yes,
in Portuguese, sanduíche, and in Spanish, un bocadillo, bocadillo.
little mouthful. Yeah.
Um, hambre, hambre, fome in Portuguese, hunger. So fome in Portuguese, hambre in Spanish. Embarazada, as you have said before,
Yes.
pregnant. So grávida, grávida in Portuguese and embarazada in Spanish. Then, if you want to say, for example, to someone, please speak slower. uh, Estás a confundir mais. Despacio. Despacio in Spanish is devagar in Portuguese, right? Devagar, slowly, and in Spanish, despacio, despacio.
Wow.
The fridge, for example, we say frigorífico, also a long word, frigorífico, and in Spanish is nevera,
That's
nevera.
rubbish. Spain, that's rubbish because I like to walk into my kitchen and go, refrigio! It just sounds magnificent, doesn't it?
The computer, for example, we say computador, and the
See?
Spanish say ordenador,
Yes,
ordenador.
yes. The French and
A peanut,
oh,
amendoim.
yep.
Oh,
You
lost.
broke up a
Okay,
little.
amendoim, and in Spanish is cacahuete, cacahuete.
Yeah, they've got it
Can you
there,
hear
I
me now?
think. Yes, cacahuete. Yes, but similar again to
Can
the
you hear
French.
me?
You are
Yeah,
breaking up a little bit,
cacahuete,
Filomena.
cacahuete is yeah. Um, okay, it's too much Spanish now.
Well, we are approaching peak Spanish, but it has been very fascinating to see the similarities and the differences, and come to the conclusion, of course, that you
No,
can't necessarily rely on your Portuguese on your
I
Spanish knowledge
just
to help you with your Portuguese.
my point here today is don't think that Portuguese and Spanish are very, very similar and not at all the same language. Okay,
Correct,
that's my
correct. Well
point.
said. Yeah, and as João and
Did
Ernesto
you hear
says,
me?
yes, absolutely. Grammar can be similar,
Portuguese
but the words not
is
so
very
much.
different from Spanish.
Thank you very much for that. That should be a little short there to just leave everyone in no doubt whatsoever
Grammar
about
is not
that.
the same as well. No, no, no,
Oh
no.
dear.
That
Okay,
is
John. Nice try.
grammar
Nice
is not grammar is not the same.
try.
Okay.
Okay, John. I knew that. Right. I live in Torrevieja, Spain,
For
or Torrevieja.
example, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I'm learning Spanish now. I can't learn Portuguese because it's hard language. Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, Voltex, nice to see. Philomena, we have to go. We have to go because we've got a tune to play as well. We'll have to share the information about
Sure.
Ostia de Gatos separately.
Yeah.
We'll do that over at the Portugal Club. Just a couple of very interesting things
Yeah.
before we
Next
do
month,
go. And a dad joke. Yep, go on.
next next month we can speak about. Yeah, next month we can speak about the video that we are going to record with
Yep.
Usai the Gatos.
I'm looking forward to that. That's fantastic. And really enjoy playing their tune, which also featured Coimbra this morning. And whoa, broa is not necessarily cornbread. Now, I didn't know that. Thank you very much for that, Rui. And a dad joke then to send us on our way. Before we play Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, this is for Dell and Mrs. Dell, guests and great friends of Andeiro staying in Portugal at the moment. I went to a psychic the other day. I knocked on the door and she said, "Yes, who is it?" So I left. Very good. Thank you, Filomena. Enjoy your ferias, vacaciones over there next door in Spain. Thank you so much for sharing with us everything that you shared with us this morning.
Vacaciones.
And so much.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
De
Muchas
nada.
gracias.
Nada. Okay. And that was the other observation, actually. You know, Italian, you speak Italian, it's buongiorno, and you start getting into it. And then French, it'd be enchanté, madame. And you would want to kiss somebody's hand and all their cheeks and everything. And in Spanish, it's like vacaciones.
Buongiorno.
Yes. But
Buongiorno.
the Portuguese, there
Bueno.
doesn't seem to be a body posture necessarily for the Portuguese, right? It's more, I don't know what would be the gestalt or the physicality of the Portuguese language. It's not as obvious as those other three, is it?
No, the Portuguese. Well, the Portuguese language can sound a little less with
Effusive.
less melody, let's say. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's just interesting, isn't it? I mean, and in some ways easier because you can wind it in and dial it down a bit. And, for an example, I keep seeing this advert on YouTube. It's like, "So Pedro." And that is El So Pedro. This guy's introducing himself. But all you hear is, "So Pedro."
So Pedro.
That's how you do it.
Yes.
That's how you speak Portuguese. Right.
Yeah, and
thank
that's
you so much, Filomena.
and just a final note, but when
Yes.
someone said that if the grammar is the same, is not exactly the same. For example, a very simple example is the past tense. The past tense is completely different. And for example, if you say en la calle, and in Portuguese you put the preposition and the article together, and you say na rua, na, na, which is the preposition and the article together. And in Spanish, no, they have the preposition and the article, as in English, in the street, but not in
Okay.
Portuguese.
All right.
We
I
put
think
everything together.
Okay, I think Joao might be referring to some of the structure there, but point taken. Yes, these are two different
Yes, of
lines,
course.
folks. I'm
Of course.
pushing buttons so that we can play music. And muito obrigado. Thank you so much, Filomena. Have a lovely time. Love to you and Paolo over there. And we'll see you at the end of the month for the filming of the video. And I'm going to play your video in the background of Benidorm. So I've got a lovely video clip of Benidorm where you are. And we'll go out and we'll say a bon fin de semana, boa sexta. And
See you soon.
Never Give You Up, or Never Gonna Give You Up. Nearly played Never Too Much by Luther Vandross there. We'll have to do that next week. Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley for Dell and Mrs. Dell. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bon fin de semana.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, bon fin de semana.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. Full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give, never gonna give. Never gonna give, never gonna give. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need